Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, Chapter 35. When we last left our heroes, the battle with Delta had ended. Her body exploded, but she has more bodies, so she's still alive. Naruto, Kawaki, Boruto, Himawari all went home, are kind of living their lives in the aftermath of all this. There was some stuff going on in the Kara base about Boruto's karma. Kawaki kind of got, to living with the rest of Team 7, not Team 7, of the whole generation, and then Kurama's head popped up, to talk to Kawaki while Naruto is asleep. So let's jump on right in with Chapter 35, It's Up to You. Also, it's been decided that, Boruto will be transferring to V-Jump, which is another monthly magazine, I believe. That's announced on this page. Our cover is a nice color cover of Boruto, Zarada, and Mitsuki. Alrighty, let's delve into a new world. So we open right where we left off with Kawaki and Kurama. Kyuubi suddenly makes an appearance right before Kawaki's eyes. What does he have to say to Kawaki? Kawaki is staring down the giant head of Kurama. What the heck? What the heck are you? It would take too long to explain it, but I'm the fox that's possessing that guy. To put it simply, you can say I'm some sort of demon. Kawaki does not buy into any of that. Don't screw around with me. Calm down, I'm not hostile. While Naruto is asleep, I'll be the one who'll be keeping watch over you. This was also personally requested by the heads of the other villages, by the 5 Kage. To think that those shinobi would be asking me for favors these days. These are strange times indeed. Kawaki kind of looked at him. You're one of those Biju, aren't you? I've read about them in Kara's documents. The fact that a monster like you is affiliated with a guy like the Hokage, it obviously means that he's strong. You even agree that he could become the head of the village. So that's an interesting thing, that at this point in time, the Biju are only really aware, people are only aware of the Biju, from, like, documents. I mean, maybe Kawaki's a little sheltered and all, but still. Anyway, Kurama kind of glares at him. Your name is Kawaki, right? It's natural that you would think of it like that, but you're misguided. Rather, it's the contrary. Up until now, I've only been a nuisance to this guy. I've been observing him since he was an infant. He was shunned by everyone around him. He was always alone. Kawaki looks down. His life was far from being smooth sailing. That's right. If anything, he resembled you. Not quite, I'd say. I call him more Kawaki is more of a Sasuke character, but alright. Maybe in their life stories. I used to be referred to as the nine-tailed demon fox. I was feared. I took the lives of many people, including both of Naruto's parents. And Kawaki looked at him in shock. Not only that, but shortly after Naruto was born, he inevitably became a vessel that sealed me away. There's that word again. A vessel? Kawaki responds. Oh, it's the swing! It's the Naruto swing! I think this is the first time it showed up in Boruto. He was hosting a monster inside of his body, so naturally he was subjected to harsh criticism by everyone around him. He'd glance from afar at other kids having fun, but he would always play on the swings. And Kawaki looks at him. Not that he liked being on the swings in particular. You understand that, right? And Kawaki looks down. What about that Bunshin technique? That one would be good. You could have a fight with yourself. You'd always be able to vent things out with that. This is the flashback from several chapters ago. Even if you did that, it'll be pointless. It won't improve your mood at all. I'm living proof of that. As Kawaki thinks about all that, looks at Naruto, and Kurama responds, he was always lonely. Now he uses a jutsu like Kage Bunshin as his specialty. It's ironic, isn't it? Originally, that guy was bad at ninjutsu itself. He was especially bad at things like the Bunshin jutsu. But in the end, the void in Naruto's heart was filled by some sort of jutsu. And Kawaki thinks back again to what Naruto told him. When you have friends, your world will change. I got to watch closely as Naruto's heart slowly became fuller. He's certainly living proof of it. And Kawaki again looks at Naruto. We have so many panels of, like, sleeping Naruto. Do you think that Kawaki finally responds. could also become someone like him? And Kurama glares at him. Of course. It's all up to you, though. It's not like you couldn't. Just by looking at you, I can tell. Despite your name, Kawaki's name means parched, this translator note tells us. It doesn't seem as though your heart is completely parched yet. And Kawaki cries, with only one eye, because he's a manly man and can only cry from one eye, but whatever. And he wipes his tears away. Kurama looks at him. It's already getting late today. You can look for that fragment tomorrow. And he turns over to the vase. The vase is now crying for him. So we kind of just spent 10 pages rehashing Naruto's character arc from the very beginning of the series. But whatever, let's keep going. Now we're doing tree climbing. Hello! Kawaki is climbing the tree, like, way back in the Zabuza arc. And Naruto calls up to him, Hey, you did it! Your muscles are pretty strong. It looks like you've got the hang of chakra control perfectly, too. I've had enough of the basics. Hurry up and teach me Kage Bunshin. Are you being serious? I thought that learning how to climb trees took an incredible amount of effort. Way back when Naruto falling on his ass time after time. Wasn't it super easy for me to do it too? Boruto responds, and Naruto dead silence, and then cuts in, alrighty, let's get on with the next exercise. Next. Now Chocho and Sarada are watching all of this happening, and Chocho speaks up, so, it turns out that Kawaki is not only super handsome, but also has a crazy good sense of ninjutsu? And Sarada is sulking, and Chocho looks over at her, what's wrong, Sarada? That guy is getting all that special treatment from the 7th Hokage. I mean, I guess I'm sympathetic about the circumstances, though. But that's normal for him, you know? Because the 7th thinks of all of us as his own family. That includes both you and me. So aren't we all special to the 7th? And Sarada looked at her after that. Well, I guess. And she looks down at the three of them, practicing shadow clones. Then we cut to Shikamaru and Sai. Who are also watching this, I guess. Shikamaru turns down to Sai. Seriously, children are so innocent. And Sai looks back at him. You still don't trust Kawaki-kun, right? If you've got a reason to believe in him, please let me know. You're the director of the Anbu, after all. And he fishes around in his jacket for something. And Sai pulls out a pack of cigarettes. Looking for this? There's no smoking allowed in public places. I didn't know Shikamaru had ended up a smoker. Alright. I can't let down my guard around you. I'll admit that Naruto is pretty damn naive. But we might not have enough info to allege that Kawaki-kun is actually planning to stab the village in the ass. What happened to the data that Konohamaru brought back? That stuff regarding Jigen and Karma. What did you get from it? There's one aspect of the intel that's worrisome. I found something similar to coordinates that point to a certain spot. That gets Shikamaru's attention. However, it seems though you can only get to that place by using space-time ninjutsu. What? It was straightforward intel that looked as though they wanted us to read it. It might even be a trap in order to lure us there. But we can't ignore it. Sasuke-kun is chasing after that clue. Alright, I'm very glad after like 30 plus chapters we're finally spending what seems to be a fair bit of time with the adult cast. Yeah, we're back with Sasuke as he warps to this place. It looks like he's on a platform that resembles a Rinne Sharingan. And there's all kinds of stuff like draped over mountains in the background. I don't know. And Sasuke looks around. What is this place? And he sees those things. They're not draped over them. They're carved into them. And he presses his hand against it. And the mountain starts to like rumble. And he looks at it and he notices something behind him. And Kinshiki? That guy is Otsutsuki Kinshiki. It's not his real body. It's just an image. But why is this guy... And he turns back around at the carving. And he climbs up onto it and presses a hand on another circle. And there's Momoshiki who appears. This time it's Momoshiki. What the heck is this? And he turns to another one. Is this about to be Urashiki being introduced to the manga? No, it's Kaguya. What? Otsutsuki Kaguya. What's going on? Each of them are Otsutsuki who have come to our world. What's the meaning of this? How many of those circles were there? Hold on. There were like... I'm looking at the... There were at least 4. There are 2 that might be too destroyed to use. I don't know. So let's see what happens. Every pattern is depicted as a pair. Some of them have been extensively damaged. Otsutsuki Kaguya. And he looks up and... Oh. So what we see here, the Shikis and Kaguya both have white circles. They're also all dead. No, actually, Kaguya is still alive, technically. But we see another one that's a black circle that Sasuke looks at. I don't want to consider this, but just like Momoshiki and Kinshiki, what if Kaguya also came here as a pair? So how does that tie into Urashiki? Like, is Urashiki supposed to be manga? Are we supposed to like retcon the manga's version of the Chunin exam arc and replace it with Urashiki, or are we supposed to like fully have them in 2 separate continuities? I don't know. Either way, Sasuke goes to look at the black circle. He puts his hand against it. Another body forms. Someone we've never seen before. He's clearly a man, I think. He's got, like, these horns out of his head. And Sasuke looks at him. What is this guy? And this loud noise, like, rings out. What? And he looks at the platform. No one's there anymore. The space beneath the pedestal. There's something alive down there. And he looks down there, and he sees some kind of monster that's chained up with the kind of sticks that Pain used, right? I don't know. There's some weird shit going on. What this thing is, and the monster, like, roars. Gah! A Biju? How is this possible? What the heck is this place? That can't be a Biju. Unless it might be a Jubi. It might be another, because we know the Ten Tails is just the God Tree, and there are a bunch of other God Trees we saw when we first met Momoshiki and Kinshiki. They were like looking out on a field of God Trees. So this might be another Ten Tails. Oh shit. Meanwhile, back in the Leaf Village, which is not where we want to be right now, what the fuck? Boruto and Naruto, Kawaki, and Team 7 are all like walking through the streets, and Naruto turns to Boruto. Boruto, has the karma hurt ever since then? Oh, now that you mention it, and he looks down at his karma. It hasn't been hurting much lately, and Kawaki turns to look at him. Even though it didn't hurt after exercising, I could feel it throbbing, and I've been having a poor quality of sleep. Maybe I was just stressed? And Sarada turns to him. It'd be nice if that were the reason. So you're saying you've become somewhat sensitive, right? Mitsuki responds, I don't think so. And Sarada snaps at him, hey, I already knew that. I was just teasing him. And Boruto kind of ignores them and turns to Kawaki, which is a metaphor for the manga as a whole, for being honest, but whatever. What about you, Kawaki? Has it been hurting? It hasn't been hurting me either. I also haven't been woken up by my nightmares lately. And I've been feeling a burst of power I hadn't experienced before. And Naruto looks at him. By the way, there's something that's been on my mind for a while now. It's about karma. I've been wondering if there's a connection between that and the jutsu mark on my mama's forehead. And we see the thing she has on her forehead, the 100 seals things. What? A mark on her forehead? Does she have something like that? I guess Boruto's never noticed it? She does. What did she say that it was? I never really asked her what kind of jutsu it was, though. And Naruto fills them in. It's called the Byakugo no Jutsu. Take a look at the stone-carved faces. The 5th also has one. And they look up. They see the diamond on Tsunade's forehead. Oh yeah, she did have something like that. It has the same shape as karma. Every day, chakra accumulates little by little at that mark on her forehead. It's a jutsu that can be used as a trump card. But at its core, it's just ninjutsu. The question still remains about whether it's related to karma or not. And Kawaki kind of cuts through all of this. The shape itself is a common figure that's found almost anywhere. If we considered each and every one of them, it would lead us nowhere. And Mitsuki counters him. That's not necessarily true. My parent told me that there's quite a lengthy history surrounding the Byakugo no Jutsu. There's a lot about it that is still not yet understood. Oh my god, are we gonna make Sakura relevant again? Yes, please do it. Sakura deserves better than to be, like, shafted into anonymity, okay? Boruto turns to him, really? I'll ask my mom about it in detail as soon as I get home. The 5th, huh? Anyways, we don't have any other clues. Even if it's just a story, I guess we'll have to go ask about it. Are you coming too, Kabuki? No, I'll leave that to you, since I still have something to do back home. Boruto looks at him. Oh, okay. He's gonna go find that missing piece. Well, if we learn anything new, we'll contact you. Let's go, Mitsuki. And as he starts to run off, Kabuki calls him, Boruto. Yeah? Jigen is the perpetrator who's responsible for carving karma into me. He's the damn bastard who completely messed me up. And Mitsuki and Sarada both look at him, as does Naruto. And Boruto then looks at him too and kind of pauses. And Kabuki continues. He knows everything. He's an inevitable wall that we'll have to overcome if we're going to unravel the mystery behind karma and make it disappear. Sooner or later, the time will come for us to battle him. And we must defeat him. Whether he uses karma or whatever. Regardless of whatever he'll use against us. And Boruto looks down at his karma hand and clenches his fist. Yeah, I understand. We'll have to train even harder in order to do that. We have to get stronger. And this isn't just about karma. After everything that's happened, I can't just leave you and your issues alone. And Kabuki looks at him. You got that? And he fist bumps him in the chest. Brother. And Kabuki looks down at the fist, and Boruto smiles. I'm going to be in so much pain if they actually do start fighting on the Hokage Mountain. That'll be so upsetting right now, okay? Because, I was a big critical of Kabuki person when Kabuki first showed up, however long ago that was. But after all these chapters, he's really grown on me. Anyway. And everyone kind of smiles at them. We'll crush Jigen together, along with Kara. And Kabuki thinks for a moment and gives a slight grin. Heh, not bad. That's exactly what I wanted, Boruto. And meanwhile, back in the time-space place with Sasuke and the not-quite-Ten-Tails, this Biju. It resembles the Jubi. It even possesses a Rinnegan. And he looks down at the little sticks. Seems like those stakes can prevent it from moving. I can't distinguish the number of tails it has from here. What kind of person did this? And there's another space-time ninjutsu approaching. A space-time ninjutsu. Someone's coming. A face steps out of it. And we see their footsteps. And it's Jigen. Who is not the guy from... very clearly not the guy that Sasuke accidentally... whose image Sasuke revealed. Sasuke looks at Jigen. There's karma on his chin. Going by the Anbu's intel. That guy is Jigen. And Jigen walks off the platform and jumps down into the cavern with the tailed beast. And is falling next to it. And it roars at him. And Jigen talks to it. Hey, Jubi. Have you been a good boy? What? He said Jubi. And the Jubi clenches his teeth at Jigen. There. Didn't I tell you that it's too soon for you to eat me? Okay. I have to complete the vessel first. Sorry, but I'll be taking a bit more. And he starts absorbing the Jubi's chakra. And Sasuke says, fittingly enough, he's absorbing the Jubi's chakra? And we see marks, the karma is now extending all across his face. And down his back and arms and everything. The karma pattern is extending. This guy seems to have the same power as Boruto and that other kid. And he looks down, and it looks like the Jubi is also getting those marks. Or no! No! He's getting the thing! The thing from the image! Oh shit! What is that form? He looks like that Otsutsuki from before. And Jigen opens his eyes. This seems troublesome. It might be a more dangerous situation than we had anticipated. I have to inform Naruto. And he kind of reverts back to his original form. And he kind of creaks his neck. Well then. Shall I go greet them? Those two vessels, I mean. And then, in the woods now, Boruto and Mitsuki are running around. And Mitsuki turns to him, Hey Boruto. About that karma. What if it never disappears and you stay like this forever? How would you feel about that? Why are you asking all of a sudden? Don't say things like that, you'll jinx it. Even if you defeated Jigen, it doesn't necessarily mean that it would be resolved. Regardless of whether or not you can defeat him. Boruto thinks for a second. Well, I guess that'd be pretty scary. But we shouldn't start grumbling about something so trivial. That's it! if we think about it as a super awesomely ranked mission, won't we get fired up instead? Miyuki turns to him, a mission? Yeah. Even if the objective is rather reckless, if it's for a mission, we'll put forth our best efforts no matter what. Ah, I see. That's because I'm Sasuke Ochan's disciple, the Hokage's son, and a ninja. There's an emerging threat. Boruto has refreshed his resolve and is heading towards Jigen's location? Wait, huh? When did that happen? I thought they were going after Sakura. The next chapter will be published in September issue of V-Jump, which releases on July 20th. Check out the details about it, yada yada yada. Okay. So, these 2 pages. Here's my theory about them. These last 2 pages. Is that as this is the last chapter to be in Weekly Shonen Jump, this is some kind of a kind of resolution, maybe? A kind of like, oh, the adventure continues kind of deal. Especially how it ends with that's because I'm Sasuke Ochan's disciple, the Hokage's son, and a ninja. It feels very much like, oh, that's the kind of shot that might end the series if it were not, on the way to Jigen's place. But also, there was no talk of a mission before now, no talk of them going to... There was, last time we saw them, they were heading towards Sakura's house. Now it's the 2 of them alone. So I do think this is some kind of flash forward. Clearly not as far a flash forward as Boruto versus Kawaki from the beginning of the series, but it's definitely some kind of flash forward. So the real big cliffhanger is Sasuke and Jigen. Who I don't think Jigen knows that Sasuke's there. I don't think we're going to jump into Sasuke versus Jigen next chapter. That might be kind of cool. But yeah, this is an absolutely incredible chapter. Like, wow. Yeah, I will admit I'm a little disappointed that the 4th Otsutsuki is just Jigen. Though I guess it does kind of mean there are less characters going around and we can, less problems to deal with. But yeah, there's another 10 tails in this little dimension, which, okay. Yeah, I mean, we knew there were other 10 tails, because 10 tails come from God trees, and there are all kinds of God trees all over the universe. But still, there's another one, and Sasuke is right next to it. What Jigen is doing with it exactly, he's very clearly not doing an infinite Tsukuyomi to, get nourishment from the God tree or anything. So that's still another mystery that I'm really interested in. Then there's just the whole question of what this dimension is in the first place that I'm curious about. Maybe some kind of, sacred land of the Otsutskis, kind of like Mount Miyaboku, but for aliens. I don't know. The rest of the plot is a little bit more simple. Is some more training from them. We do know that there's something with the Byakugo Jutsu that we'll probably go into next month, because again, I imagine those last 2 pages are not going to be in the proper order for right now. So I'm really curious though how the volumes are going to do that when it comes time for that. But anyway, so we're going to be going into more detail in the Byakugo Jutsu, which I never even thought of looking into. So that's an interesting thing. And then we have this great bonding scene between Boruto and Kawaki. That of course, it's one of those moments where I'm still not entirely sure if I think the flash forward being there is a good thing, because there's a part of me that feels that all of these good scenes between them are just kind of unfairly manipulative, because we know it's not going to end well. And if there was that up in the air, will they stay as brothers or will they start to hate each other? That I think would be more interesting than knowing they're going to end up fighting each other, I think. And then, yeah, Jigen is somehow an Otsutsuki, apparently. And, yeah, shit's getting real. So, I think that's all I have to say for this month's chapter. This went really long, wow. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!